Hey guys, welcome to episode 12. I'm NetherCloud, and I really wanted to roll right into a time-lapse of this Guardian Farm build and collection system, but unfortunately, the footage got corrupted. Sad panda. But we're just going to roll right along with the punches, and I'm going to show you guys what we've been up to. One of the things we've been up to is we've acquired this pet turtle. Hello, Thomas. Thomas the turtle. I know Thomas is a tank engine, but for some reason I felt this little guy's name should be Thomas. We'll get you a mate one day, Thomas, I swear. Moving along to the farm. This is a Cortezerino design with a tutorial done by Shulkercraft. I'll link their channels and the specific video in the description. As always, I like to give credit where it's due. And as you can see, the water streams are arranged as such that the Guardians are forced through to the Nether. This is where we're going to go and use the kill chamber to collect our items. So let's hop over to the Nether and I'll show you guys what we're doing on that side before we come back to this collection system over here. Welcome to NetherCloud's Trans-Dimensional Killing Chamber. I'll explain why I call it that in a second. The killing chamber itself is actually this little bubble up here and is the same as the Cortezerino design, but instead of using regular fires, I used soul fires because they do a little bit more damage from what I understand. Now, below the kill chamber, this is all an original design. Inspired by ImpulsSV's Guardian Farm in Hermitcraft 7, I decided that we were going to take the drops from the farm and shoot them back over to the overworld so that we could deal with sorting and arranging them and collecting them for later using water streams, because we can't use water in the Nether. We do this, and I apologize that it's going to be loud, by turning this machine on. And as you can see, there's some leftovers from the last time we used the farm. It just collects all of them down using a piston system to push them to a single block, and a slime block to shoot them over ice into the portal. I may do a build tutorial on this, so if you guys are interested in that, please let me know in the comments. But for now, let's go back over to the overworld and show you guys what happens to the items once they go through the portal. For any of you guys out there that have worked with portals in close proximity, you know how much of a pain it can be to get them to sync up. It took us quite a while to get this right, many failed attempts, and I even wound up going to a backup file because we pretty much corrupted this area of the world trying to sync everything up. But all that work paid off because now everything works wonderfully. The Guardians go in there to that trans-dimensional killing chamber that we were looking at, and then they come out here. The items get shot out of the portal. This glass stops it and drops it into the water stream, and it goes into this sorting system. Now, the sorting part of the sorting system is the traditional ImpulsSV design that we've featured on this channel many times. So again, I'll have his link in the description. I feel like I link that system in almost every video because most redstone contraptions I use actually involve setting up that system. But below that, we have a few additional things going on. This up here is actually a single-wide tileable Shulker loader designed by Borkon. A lot of links in the description today. We've really jumped into the community and picked out all the best pieces to put together this build. I'm really loving it. What we have in this is a combination that is unique in this world as far as I can tell. I will be doing a tutorial on how to put this whole system together, and it essentially gives you a double chest where the items go to so that you can grab individual stacks or a couple stacks as needed, and above that has a shulker loading system. Now, the one thing I haven't done yet is loaded a bunch of empty shulkers and AFK'd here for a long period of time, so I can't actually show you the full shulkers, but I have tested this in a creative world, and this system works wonderfully. Since we've got kind of a skewed ratio, I have set up 4 boxes for the shards and 2 boxes for the crystals. This seems to be sufficient for handling the flow, but we have a circle just in case the hoppers are a little bit too slow to keep up with everything. That way they cycle through and get picked up on the next time around if they happen to be overloaded. I have one set up for ink sacks because this is an incidental drop, and one that I'm very happy about because the whole reason we're doing this farm is to get dark prismarine. I want to build some awesome looking houses in a Gothic fashion using blackstone and dark prismarine for the roof, and we have to have dark prismarine to do that. Fortunately, this farm is massively efficient. Let's cut to a quick clip here and I'll show you guys the killing chamber in action. Now that we finished that fishy business, we can talk about our next project. We're going to head over and build a windmill, and in fact, I've already gotten started, so I'm going to send you guys off on a time lapse, and I'll meet you on the other side so we can check out the interior together. Don't you just love the way BSL shaders look in builds like this? Especially through purple paned glass, looking at dramatic skies. I mean, does it get any better than this? I sure don't think so. Anyway, let's take a look around. And since we seem to be working well with shaders at the moment, we'll keep them on for once. We did some armor stand mod trickery over here. There's an option in the armor stand mod from vanillatweaks.net that allows you to create these hanging tool hooks, and you can actually go over and grab it and use it and then put it back up, which I think is very cool and something I will definitely be using when I start new worlds with this mod in my starter houses, because I'd like the idea of just being able to grab a tool off the wall and run out and go on an adventure. There's nothing in these kegs currently, but in the lore, we're thinking that these kegs are where we would store the alcoholic beverages that we make from our barley, which I am going to be representing by these little guys over here from the Nether. I think they make a great little addition to the game as far as foliage and add a little bit to the color palette. Try to do a little bit of decorating out here, give a patio area for the millers to hang out. And I'm going to bring a couple of horses over there so they have access to transportation to move their wares around. We'll do a quick little run upstairs. There's not too much going on in here because it's a limited space, but I wanted to give you guys a look around anyway. We've got some storage up here where maybe they'll be keeping backup tools or ingredients for the beverages we're making and all of that good stuff. I would definitely got to come up here and do a little bit more work, as I'm noticing that the strings are not doing everything they can to keep stuff held back, and I fell down. Ooh, while we're down here, happy accident. We also used the armor stand mod to put the wheat and sugar here, which we're pretending the sugar is flour in this particular instance. We made this little grind wheel setup so that in theory the windmill would spin and make this rotate and grind up our wheat into flour. I know we went a little heavy on detail and lore, and I'm really happy that we did, because we finally have what I feel to be some life coming into the upper part of our build here. And we are going to continue this trend and build in this style to finish filling out our village. We're going to add a whole bunch of stuff. This area is definitely going to become our kind of like central shopping area with market stalls, and we're laying out the foundations for a baker out of scaffolding over here, which you may have seen in the video. I want to make sure that we have a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker. Not until 117, of course. So we're going to be laying out a bunch of buildings, and that's where these are going to go. But over this hill, we're experiencing a little lag. There must be some entities built underground in our fortress. But over this hill, there is the first village we ever went to, where we got our initial villagers for our breeders and all of that. And we're going to be converting that village. That'll be where a lot of our townsfolk live, as well as some other residential areas we'll be putting in. I'd like to make the starter area a residential area. And I had planned to redo my starter house, give it the old remodel, but apparently the community really loves the fact that I've kept it intact and wants it to be a historical landmark. We were talking about it in stream one night, so we're going to have to put up some yellow tape. I can't wait till this is not as empty. I did start building out a little bit so that I could kind of start filling in the blanks. I figured we'd put in some major detail pieces and then start seeing how that brought the area to life and what we needed to connect everything. We're going to be doing a lot of projects up here, so I hope you guys are interested in some above ground work. I know most of this series has taken place underground, but I'm trying to be as versatile as possible with my building. I want to learn how to do pretty things, both exterior and interior, as well as massively functioning things like the farms we've been working on. And it's going to take time, but I love putting in the effort, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the journey with me. Of course, we do have to get on to some other projects in this episode, and since we've already done something above ground, I'd like to jump over to something else. I'd like to give you guys an update on the Nether Hub project. So here's a quick dig update in a time-lapse format. It's done, guys. As you can see in the video, we have come all the way from top bedrock to bottom bedrock. There are a few little blocks still floating up there, but the next phase of the project will put us in a position to deal with that. We have a lot more work to do here. This dig project was started 8 or 9 months ago real time and probably represents about somewhere between 200 and 300 man hours of digging. You obviously can't do that all at once, so we flip-flopped back between this project and all the other projects we've been working on, and I'm very excited to be moving on. I think the building part of this project is probably going to go just a little bit faster than the digging. Stay out of basalt deltas, guys, when you're doing dig projects in the Nether, if you can avoid it at all. I gotta say that this chunk over here really took a lot longer than all the other equivalent sized chunks if you pull them out of here. Say it was probably about a fifth of the circle, all said and done, and those magma cubes, when you're digging, nightmares. But we powered through, we did the work, and we're prepped. The next thing we got to do over here is actually fix all of these blast holes from our gas. We got some fires, and those are pretty much the last little spawnable areas in this area, or wherever the damage is. Plus, we've got our glass looking like Swiss cheese, so we're going to kind of start repairing and prepping for the next stage. I want to start working on the walls, but we're probably going to mainly focus on getting the glass and the lining of the glass done next, and doing the floor and ceiling, which do involve crying obsidian and lots of glass. So there's going to be a bit of grinding and some farm creation. So this project is definitely still on the long-term list. I do consider this the first mega project in the world, and honestly in my Minecraft playing. I've never done anything this scale before, so I'm looking forward to completing it. I've been saving all the time-lapse footage, so at the end we can watch the whole thing go up. And I'm glad you guys are coming along on this journey with me. As you see, I'm still kind of picking out some of the stuff on the bottom, but a lot of this may get covered up by the design I have for the floor. What I do have left for you in this episode, because we're running out of time, and I've got a lot of other stuff that I want to show you, but we've already jammed so much into this that we're just going to hop over and go over some of the cool stuff that's been happening in the base. Do you guys remember a few episodes ago when we built the Hall of Legends? I sure didn't. And we hit affiliate on Twitch. And when we did, I completely forgot that we had plans to honor our subs in this Hall of Legends build. But a few days later, and honestly, I probably fried my brain a little bit doing a 24-hour stream, but we won't mention that. But a few days later, I realized, and we started getting the subs together and having them pick out their armor sets. We've named the armor stands and used the armor stand mod to give each of them a little bit of character and life. We've got Darkus and Tam and Reloaded Wifey, as well as Reload over here. They're a couple, and they're adorable. She brings love, and he brings protection. Each of these characters actually gets a little bit of lore. You guys may have paused this back then. You can pause it. I'll give just a little bit of time. This is the intro page, but what we have added to the book is lore. Shulkercraft, a warrior of honor who is bolstered. That's supposed to say bolstered. I got to put an L in there. Who has bolstered our spirits in our campaign to grow and conquer this wild world. Canary, an archer of unparalleled accuracy and deadly resolve. And it goes on. Joshimero, Tamkins, Turtles is our farmer who lives in a mushroom. So we have to create a mushroom house at some point. I believe Darkus comes to us from a Viking land. And Reloaded Wifey, as I said, brings the love. Pro Beautiful is one of our farmers, etc., etc. Everybody's got a little bit of lore. Each time we get a sub, we come over here and come up with a little story. And these are going to become characters that are ongoing and persistent in our world. One of them is going to have a pub. Actually, a couple of them probably are. War makes you want to drink. So we're going to need a tavern of some sort. So that's going to be coming up in a video real soon. And with that, I think we're going to have to call this one done. I am going to be going in for surgery soon. So the next one might take a little while to come out. I know I talked to you guys about that a little bit a few episodes ago. I've got 2 more surgeries before my stomach is done and dusted. And that'll be better than new, which means more content. I love making these videos. I love streaming. I've got a couple of other series that I'm working on. Started on an SMP. I've got 1 episode out already. Another one coming in the pipeline real soon. Hopefully before I go in. And I'm really happy. The channel's been growing. You guys have been wonderful. The community has been supportive. And I just wanted to say thank you. And if you guys are hanging out this long, I hate saying it, but smash that like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. We're trying to reach partner on YouTube. And if you guys could be a part of that, it would mean the world to me. Come check me out on Twitch and all my other socials. They'll be linked in the description, along with all of the videos and channels that we use to create in this world. You gotta give love to the community. The Minecraft community does amazing things, and I can't wait. Ooh, that was a cool effect. All right, now I'm just rambling and making no sense. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.